What's going on, guys? We're back with the little 2015 Honda Civic. It's already over 100,000, so everything's gonna start going eventually. But our issue now is when you're driving and you're hitting the gas, when it starts to shift from one gear to the next, you can feel the engine rock. And I already looked at the mounts, and this mount here and the mount in the middle down there, you can see them both shifting. They shift a really good amount. So we got our mounts here. This is the upper mount. It's the part number there. Goes right here. Then we got our lower mount, anchor mount. It's the part number there. So they made them look really easy to replace, or at least the videos that I've watched. So we're gonna replace them. It ain't gonna be a how-to. There's a bunch of videos, but I'm gonna just do it and see if it's as fast as they say and as simple as they say. So we're gonna knock that out. I'm gonna start with my lower mount. I am gonna do an oil change. So since I'm doing an oil change, I gotta remove that plate under there, that guard. So we're gonna start with this one. And as far as this one, nobody has said if you're supposed to support the engine from the pan. They just take it off and put it on, which I don't believe you can do that. So we're gonna make sure we support our engine from underneath. The only bolt that I feel like I'm gonna have issues with is this one. It's a really strange pattern. I don't have anything that big. I want to see if I can get away with a regular socket, but I guess we're gonna find out. So let's start off by taking this guard off. I already got my jack stands under there. I'm gonna let it drop on the stands, and then eventually I'll use my jack to hold the engine up when we do this upper mount. But for now, let's get this oil change out of the way, and let's knock this one out. Just 3 bolts. And the pan is just a couple of Phillips. So I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do that, but let's get that done. Alright guys, the guard is out. It's 4 little screws. Make sure you anti-seize those, or else it just keeps getting harder and harder to get them out over time. So, but there's the part. It's only 3 bolts. 2 in front and 1 in the back down here. I'm gonna spray it with some PB. Then we're gonna knock them out and see how it goes. Alright guys, so these 2 bolts, or all 3 bolts, are 17s. I just used my 3/8 breaker bar. I thought they were gonna be on here pretty tight, and they're actually not. They came out pretty easy. I used a small 17 socket because a long impact, it just won't fit. And then I will use a long impact with an extension to get that middle one out. I could probably use my my impact gun for that one, but yeah, they were not tight at all. So let's get that back one out. Alright guys, I'm using a breaker bar to break it loose first. There we go. Because my impact isn't that strong. This little bolt doesn't even break lug nuts. Alright, got that out. These 2, I could use my ratchet impact here. Get these out. There's one. Let's get the second one. Can we reach it? I think we can. Alright, so far, so good. The engine ain't dropping on us. Now let's use that. Let's use this impact. Let's see if we could get this one out of the way. Using one hand, guys, so bear with me here. Let's see. Oh, it's out. Alright, it's out. Just gotta release my gun, and then we'll pull the part out. That was pretty easy. Not even 5 minutes in. Alright guys, let's see if we could just slide it out. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at where I was stretching. See it? Alright, now I'm gonna put anti-seize on all 3 of my bolts, because there is salt out here. A lot of salt. Oh, and it just pops right into place, guys. Just line up the holes. Alright, so this is a really quick fix. 15 minutes. You can knock it out in 15 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on that, on those contacts there, on the bolts, and then we'll go from there. Alright, and then I didn't actually see which way it went. You see there's a different design to it, but I'm assuming oh, it's like this, the little hole facing down, because if you go like this it changes the angle of these bolts. So yeah. Alright, let's anti-seize it. We'll line it up and put the bolts through. Alright guys, if you put it straight in, it's a little hard, so just put it in sideways. It's so easy to push it in all the way and then just pull out, and it lines up perfectly. I'm going to start with the back bolt, and I'm going to do these two front ones. Alright guys, we got that bottom bolt. Just move it around until it lines up. Already put anti-seize on it. Just gonna snug it up. I'm upside down, so it's gonna look funny, but alright, just snug it up. There's one, and then the other two, they're already pretty much lined up for you. So just push it through the hole. Line it up. For some reason, it feels like my bolts don't want to go through. Like the hole is. They're a little snug going in through the hole, but yep, they are a little snug. They feel kind of snug, but we'll get them through. Line it up. Get the thread going, don't cross thread it, or else you're in trouble. Alright, I'm gonna do one at a time. I'm gonna do this one, then we'll put this one in. Alright guys, so for some reason the holes on this new part were kind of tight. I don't know if it just had a little piece from when they molded it or what, but make sure you get the bolts going by hand before you even attempt to tighten it up. You would hate to strip the thread on there. If you do, you're gonna have to replace this whole bracket. So I had to try a couple of times. That one was kind of tight, so I ended up coming in with my screwdriver and kind of just prying it from the back here a little bit, just so it could move and give me enough wiggle so that I can start it by hand. You just press this plastic down, you'll be okay. And just come in like this, use your hand to get it going, and you'll know when it's going. Don't force it, or else you're gonna be in trouble. And then I suggest you use a ratchet, that way you can feel if it's going in right. If you use an impact, you're not gonna feel that it's going in wrong until it's too late. So with a ratchet, at least you know that it's going in smooth. But this was not a bad repair, guys, not a bad repair. It literally took me 15 minutes. 15 minutes from the point I took this shield off, and it literally sits right behind your oil pan here. And then besides the two up top on the transmission and the motor, I don't see another one in front. But hopefully this solves our issue. When we give it gas and it's switching through gears, the engine, you can feel it rock. It almost like rocks, it pulls. So I'm gonna get these going with this ratchet. I'll probably finish it off with the ratchet. I'm not gonna use the breaker bar on this. The same with this one down here. I'll just put a little pipe to the end of my ratchet and kind of snug it tight, but they weren't that tight. They are bolted to these aluminum brackets. All this is aluminum, so. Alright guys, this repair is complete. Got all three on there. Very simple, very simple. Quick fix. Now, we're gonna do our oil change. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do that. Drain your oil from right here, engine oil. Drain your oil. Once that drains, put your bolt in. Take your filter out, let that drain, put your new filter in. But done with this repair. Oh, it was torn, guys. Look at that. Look at the underside. It had a tear. And we noticed the crack. That's why it was moving so much. It almost felt like my transmission was hesitating to go, but no, it was shifting. It was literally pulling on it. So that's that for that. Success. Alright guys, moving on to the next. As far as difficulty, man, that was super easy. Super easy. I think the hardest part was taking that shield off. You struggle more taking those 4 Phillips screws or bolts off of that shield than what we struggled taking that part off. But we were going to do this one, but just like I had said, we're going to need a special socket for that bolt. Nothing that I have fits over that, so I guess this is going to have to wait till the next video. But yeah, since there's nothing down there holding it besides this mount, transmission mount, and that back one, for sure you have to hold the engine up with a jack and a piece of wood under your oil pan. So alright, we're gonna worry about that later. Let's finish off our oil change and we're done for that repair. All it was a cracked mount. Look at that. That's why your transmission felt like it was struggling when it shifted. You could feel it when you would drop it into gears. You could feel it. The engine would move. This one, I mean, we're just repairing it because might as well repair them all. The car already has over 100 and some thousand, so just gonna get that out of the way, and then we'll do the transmission mount eventually. But first, let's find that tool. But as far as that, success. Easy, guys. Easy. Just like in the other videos, they did that. So easy. Alright, good luck. You can do it. That one's simple. So simple. If you didn't catch the part number, there it is. It was like $80. Got mine from Advanced.